What's up, Pick Central on a Monday, November 4th. Myself, Marty Mosh, Big Ev, Chris Clemmer. Kind of a boring Sunday yesterday in terms of the fact that the favorites went 13-1, I think, straight up.
I knew that's why Clemmer was doing well again.
Yeah.
It's
doing well again. I've been doing well. I've been beating you guys NFL for 2 years now. Get used to it. It's not a recent thing.
Yeah, but
favorites have been very positive in the past 2 years.
Conveniently, the favorites are trending up.
yeah, a few different.
It actually
2 years
what's happening in the NFL. Like I feel like really the last two. Like I've never seen favorites hit like.
Well, there's a lot of bad teams.
I wonder what it is. Yeah, but just like the discrepancy in talent is getting wider, or just like
yes, and Ev,
more gambling information. Like it's just crazy the way like dogs just like don't win anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it's the gambling information. I truly think it's how bad. Like there used to be some like live dog. There's 9 teams that have 2 wins. That's
crazy. That is
9
crazy.
Teams have 2 wins.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. And there's really fucking bad, dude.
We can get into the winners and losers like in the tail end, but we were talking about it just a little before the show began. The product of the NFL, like, where do you sit? Clemmer was saying it's bad. I think there's a lot of the one-score game. Even when there are one-score games, there's one-score games of teams you don't care about. Like Tennessee, New England, that's a one-score game yesterday. Carolina, New Orleans, that's a one-score game. You don't care about those teams. Like, you'll watch it and it's entertaining, but there's no real, like, moving a playoff race type game. And the playoff race type games get to be blowouts. Like, Detroit kind of takes care of Green Bay. Trying to think of what else.
I just think like the NFL.
The Browns suck, but the Chargers take care of the Browns. Buffalo, Miami was a one-score game, but there's not.
That was a good game.
That was an okay game. That was
good.
Few and far between, though. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just this year in particular. I feel like the NFL product is like a step below what it has been.
I saw.
Still very good, but
What upset me yesterday was when you really only need about like 28 yards to score a point these days. And that's insane. You need about 30 yards you need 3 first downs to score a field goal. Like not even. Sometimes you just need 29 yards was Aubrey's, or I know Aubrey's the best, but like
right.
I don't know. I think it's crazy, honestly, when you get the ball to 30 now. I think that's
the ball at 30 and kickers can kick it further than ever.
Yeah, and it's just like not right. And a lot of teams play for that now, and it's just I don't know. I don't think it's a bad product. I think that it's
not a bad product. It's just not. I don't think it's as good as it has been. If that makes any sense.
But I also think there's a lot of teams are fucking dog shit. Like,
I think you can get a lot of bad Sundays, though. I don't think it's a bad product, but you can get a lot of bad Sundays.
Yeah, like this one wasn't. I wouldn't consider bad.
I wouldn't call it good.
2 weeks, not last week, not this past week. The week like 3 weeks ago was really, really bad. Last week
was good.
Last week was a good witching hour.
This week's was fine, I thought.
I think there's some credence to it because I do believe that the quarterback play has gone down. I think that's been a factor, but I do think we're being like slightly, because I was gonna say like 2 weeks ago we had like an all-time like 1 o'clock slate, so I think we're being maybe like slightly prisoner of just like a mediocre Sunday, but I don't think it's like this like crazy like I don't think the product as a whole is going down like that significantly. I think the quarterback thing is real. Because I think you're hearing like more like bigger names talk about it. That guys like that know what they're. You hear like Brady say, like Kurt Warner tweets about it all the time, and he does breakdown stuff like that.
What quarterback stuff you mean?
Like just saying like the level of quarterback play has gone down because they've dumbed down the systems from college, and like it's now translating to the pros. And I think you're seeing it with guys like Anthony Richardson, for example, which we talked about a little bit on Friday, where they're just like pulling the hook on him so fast. Because I think we're such like there's no, and coaches are getting fired at like an alarming rate like in 1, 2, 3 years, where it was kind of like a known thing in the past. Like you hire a coach, almost no matter what, you're giving him at least like 3.
You get 3 years.
How long was Dennis Allen?
2.5.
And he started 2-0 this year.
With 2 giant wins, remember? Blowout wins.
And I get it, but I just think on some level because of those things, I think we're having like a trickle down effect finally like reaching the NFL, where just like the caliber of like coaching is going down, quarterback play is going down. But it just doesn't really matter. It's just the NFL product. There's still like enough good that it doesn't really matter.
I think that at least half the league, you can consider the teams as bad.
That you don't want to watch. Like I don't want to watch these 2-win teams. There's no 2-win team that I want to see play.
It's not even 2 wins. Like even
but even look at those teams though. Like they're all just like boring and bad and lousy.
That's what I'm saying. And there's just like even some 4-4 teams that you're like,
ugh.
oh my god, they're
Being
awful.
2-6 and having a 9th overall pick is so funny.
That's fucked.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's honestly
Giants somehow are last in this tiebreaker.
And we can all agree
Just because
it's
we
like,
played the hardest schedule of the 2-7 teams.
and like,
we're gonna win next week too.
if you're the college football brains, like there's no like generational prospect in this draft where you're like, oh, we got
for quarterbacks.
How about any?
Or
Well,
like
how
in
about
general,
Travis
I think.
Hunter? Is he?
No, I think there's a few. I think there's a few like elite players, but not quarterbacks.
Yeah, there's no like
I think
franchise changer.
I think there's a few like real, like I'll even say that, take my Ohio State head off, like Mason Graham, unbelievable defensive tackle. Like even the cornerback from Michigan, Will Johnson, like really good corner. Like there's some good guys like Will Campbell, like really talented offensive lineman.
I think Shador is the best
quarterback. I think Shador is the best quarterback in the class.
I do too.
But I'm checked out on it because I know the Giants will never draft him.
Carson Beck.
It's not even Beck's. I don't want nothing to do with Beck.
He's horrible.
Ewers, I'm like not totally dead on, but I don't love him.
He's not. You know, Quinn Ewers is not going to be your franchise quarterback.
I don't love him. I wouldn't want to take him like first overall, second overall type pick.
Cam Ward is playing well.
Yeah, there's great
Cam
players.
Ward is intriguing to me. He's probably like number 2 of.
But the ACC is dog shit.
No. I'm not like ready to mortgage the franchise for Cam Ward.
I don't think you're wrong, Rico. Like
I think he's interesting.
I think what you said is right. Interesting.
Yeah, he puts. I know it was Incarnate Word, but he put up video game stats there too. Like, there's a reason he went from Incarnate Word to Miami.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy a guy like that. It's like, oh, he's the quarterback of Miami. Yeah, of course he's a star. Although, it's interesting. When was the last time Miami had a quarterback drafted? I think it was Dorsey.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time, and they haven't had a first rounder. Phil, see if you can like pull that up. Miami quarterbacks. It's been a long. You would think Miami would have a quarterback. It's been a long time since they had anybody even drafted from Miami. But he started at Incarnate Word, so I like a kid like that.
He's good. I mean, he's super talented. I mean, he's got a crazy arm. He can throw all the arm angles. He's mobile. He makes some like decisions at times. Like overall, good decision maker. But a kid like he'll have like a game or one every other game that you're like, what are you doing?
Right.
But overall, he's pretty consistent. Yeah, I don't like Shador and Cam are probably the ones I like the most, that I trust the most. I still really like Nussmeier, but that second half against A&M, he was horrific.
It is crazy though. There's gonna be some team with 4 wins or whatever that's gonna get fucked out of a top 6, top 7 spot.
It'll play itself out some, but there's definitely gonna be like a weird race to kind of like a number one pick in a draft where it's like you're not like fired up about the number 1 pick this year.
Brad Kaya.
Yeah, when?
2017. Who the fuck is Brad?
He wasn't even good. I remember him, light skin. He wasn't even that good.
Yeah, he got drafted in the 4th round to the Commanders.
Yeah, I think he did last. I don't even know if he made a roster.
I never heard that name. So
I
remember him.
And then before that, who's the pick before that?
Oh look.
I feel like they had to have someone else.
They haven't had anybody in the first 3 rounds. I think I remember.
No,
you know why I know that? I randomly remember seeing that during the Labor Day stream against Florida when they were playing Florida.
No, top 3 rounds that you're dead. They probably haven't had one in top 3 rounds in like literally 20 years.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's great players, good players in the early in the draft. There's no like franchise like Hall of Fame. This guy's gonna be a gold jacket kind of guy. There's no franchise changer. There's not Stroud. There's not
but even though
I would say like a Travis Hunter. I think, but like he's a corner, like gonna play cornerback, wide receiver.
A great player, but he's not like changing from like 2 wins to like 12.
But even the guys they thought were gonna like Caleb Williams is playing okay.
I still think
great yesterday.
It's early. I still think there's a lot of promise there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not like he's life-altering quarterback.
Right now, he's
Daniels is though.
Jaden Daniels is definitely
life-altering.
Daniels is the
Caleb Williams. There's obviously
I'm just saying the guys that they thought were locked in cement.
He's been horrible.
We're not, having.
I think Williams. I wouldn't throw Williams out
He's
yet.
been horrible.
You think Caleb Williams is horrible?
His past 2 weeks have been
Who
horrible.
Williams?
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I mean, last week the first 3 quarters he was awful.
22 of 41 for 217 this week.
That's horrible.
not good.
If you look at the full 8 games, though, look at the full first half. That's not horrible.
He's had
Not good.
They're pretty bad.
It's
They're
okay.
not good at all. I don't even think they're okay.
No, Caleb Williams is. I say it was okay his first 8 games. I'd say it's okay.
I think so.
9 touchdowns, 5 picks,
too.
1,600 yards. It's fine-ish.
First week he's 14 of 29 for 93 yards. Second week he was 12 23 of 37, 174 yards, two interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good start.
That was a Texans game, right?
Yeah. Then the Colts, he was 33 for 2, 363 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot, and they lost to the Colts. The Colts are not good.
Colts are okay.
I think the Colts stink now.
Like your two
defense
best
is not bad.
performances are versus the Panthers and the Jaguars.
Yeah,
like
tough.
that's like
yeah,
Bad defenses.
he's just not. I think they're pretty bad. For
I
number one guy,
still believe in him at like long term.
I don't think that
it's not a great
You
showing.
can't throw him out right now, of course, but it's also not like it's not a situation where the team's awful around him. He's got a fine team.
The offensive
around
line
him.
is bad.
Yeah, they're
really
not good.
bad. And I think that's the most important part.
The biggest mistake they made is not firing Matt Eberflus back in
That too.
January.
Him not
because-
having one road win on a Sunday is insane.
Honestly, I think he might have
Crazy.
beat Daniel Jones for like the shocking stat.
Yes.
That might be worse than not throwing a touchdown pass
Yeah.
in between.
I think it's worse because at least Jones was hurt. Even for us,
Yeah, like Eberflus was coaching every game.
How do you not like luck into a win on a
I know.
Sunday?
Like just play a dog shit team on the road.
The worst stat was the Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls before Daniel Jones threw a touchdown.
In between touchdown passes at MetLife. And then here he gives you 2.
Yeah. He didn't play too terrible yesterday.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad yesterday.
I want to say, I don't want to. We did it in the group chat. I don't want to. We feel like we do this every single Sunday.
Because
Actually, every single Monday we do the same thing. Listen, we know he's not Jones is bad. He's not the answer. He was. I would say whatever. He was whatever.
I mean, he had 70 yards rushing. He had he threw for 2 touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown.
No interceptions, right?
No interception. He fumbled.
He got fumbled. Yeah, he
Which
fumbled
they also
badly.
They did call the whistle there before that. If you listen to that, they called whistle. But all I'm saying is we can all agree that he was not the reason they lost that game. There was other reasons. That was a group. It wasn't. He didn't help, but he also didn't play bad.
It's fair.
I think that's fine.
He played mid at best, I would say.
It's fair.
That's fair. I think that's fine. Didn't play awful. What everyone we can admit when he doesn't play, when he plays fine.
I'm just like
The
over
defense was awful. Our defense.
Yeah,
was,
Giants are a bad team.
Defense
Jaden
didn't play good
Daniels didn't
yesterday.
even play that well yesterday.
No.
Defense got no sacks yesterday.
Yeah, they didn't. The defense, you can't let up. When we say a team lets up 27 points, it's not great.
You said Jaden Daniels didn't play that well. It's like Jaden Daniels is. I think we all agree he's incredible. Like that's just a game the quarterback wins. Like the Commanders' offense, like they're averaging close to 30 points a game. Like their defense isn't like they don't have the Legion of Boom. It's a pretty bad defense the Commanders have.
But
I
the
think we all
Commanders
agree.
also have played good defense this whole year.
It's not a good defense by any
They've played
means.
good defense this whole year.
It's
no?
not a good.
The
defense.
Commanders have played good. The Commanders' defense kind of stinks.
They've played pretty good defense this
No,
year.
they win because their offense though.
Not if you go
Commanders'
through all their.
defense isn't great.
No.
I'm not saying that they're great, but they're playing.
I mean they're
pretty good.
7-2, so like they're.
They let up 15 points to the Bears, let up 7 points to the Panthers. Obviously, they let up 13 to the Browns, 14 to the Cardinals. How is that a bad defense?
No, but I think there's.
I think the roster on paper is not good.
I would say for a 7-2 team, they're a bad defense. I would say overall they're like an averagey defense.
I would agree with that.
I think that's fine, but I think that they are playing way above their pay grade.
Their secondary is playing better than people. People thought their secondary was
Yes.
going to be like the worst in the league, and it's been like okay.
It's been tolerable. I give the Commanders a ton of credit, man. They're fucking 7-2. The rookie
they're
quarterback.
Yeah, but they haven't played the
They're great.
Eagles yet. Who do you think's going to win? I have the Eagles on a winner on my list this week. Are they?
I don't even
Eagles
know.
is
How
a
is that
winner.
a winner?
How
That's
did I
awful.
watch the game?
Did you watch any of that?
They're still firmly in the divisional race.
No, that's
They
not.
advanced a little. Granted, they played shitty. They advanced through.
They almost blew a 22-point
was
lead.
a
They were
horrible-
lucky. They were lucky not to.
I almost put them as losers.
Actually, they did get on the Saquon. I think they got fucked. That was crazy. That call to me was insane.
Yeah.
But dude, they did not look good. The Eagles.
No, they didn't look
It
good.
didn't look good.
Jaguars
All-
are dog shit.
Jaguars are dog
Barkley in
shit.
the run game looked good.
They also.
I look at
scored
big
on, what,
picture. They're in the
third-
divisional race.
third
They're
and
right
18
there.
Rush at the end of the second half, or the first quarter. Remember that?
What?
Saquon was like 3rd and 18.
Oh, yeah,
and they just
yeah.
like scored a touchdown off a run right there.
I had the Jaguars that game.
I think the Eagles are just.
And I
I think the Eagles
missed
are
a
fake
field goal,
good.
too.
I really do. I think they're
Okay.
fake good.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Eagles at all. Well, I don't think they could do anything in the playoffs. They might make the playoffs.
I think I believe
They
in,
might
like,
still win the division.
I don't know.
I know we're sucking the Commanders, but like
the Commanders are just better. I think
I
they're
don't
a better
know.
football team.
I don't know. I like you said, they haven't
Where is
played
that
them
game
yet.
Thursday? They get the Commanders in 2 weeks at home.
Yep.
I think Daniels is the real deal. I think when I see this Eagles team, I just think
We're gonna find out about the Eagles. They have a tough
they
stretch.
just
coming
like
up.
they can run. Listen, when Lane Johnson's healthy, Saquon healthy, they can run the ball incredibly well. I just feel like I don't know if their play calling and all that's good enough. Like I wonder how they approach a game with the Commanders, where like they should literally just be running the ball constantly.
The Eagles have the
taking
more
the ball out of
talent.
Daniels' hands.
They'd have the more talented team in just about every matchup. They're just poorly coached. Like a good coach doesn't let the Jaguars come back in that
Right.
game.
That's true.
Also, the Commanders also went through the heart of their schedule. They went through the NFC.
Yep.
Well,
They went through the Ravens. They already played the Bengals. They already played the Browns. They have the Steelers left. And then
they have a
after
weird
that-
schedule, though.
Yeah, the Eagles go at Cowboys, Commanders, at Rams, at Ravens, Panthers, Steelers, at Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
Yeah.
So that's like mixed. That's
The
like just as many
Commanders
easy
still-
games as
the
hard.
Commanders still have the
Commanders-
Titans, Saints, and the Falcons out of conference.
The Commanders haven't faced the Cowboys or the Eagles yet. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean,
Cowboys suck.
Cowboys are.
We want to get.
I had that in losers.
Dak.
Cowboys, I
Cowboys are
said it. It was
poopy.
my Falcons were my best bet on advisors. I was like, they're just cooked. It just hasn't hit. People still think they're alive. You just haven't taken them out of the oven yet. You're just waiting for the bell, and that's what it was. They're cooked.
Their defense is so bad,
Feels so bad
like
for CD Lamb.
atrociously
Poor
bad.
guy. I mean, Dak even said it. We suck.
Yeah, they're
It
terrible.
was horrible. They're 3-5.
Who have they beaten?
And then it sounds like Dak's going to miss some time.
Giants.
they've beaten the Giants, the
Browns.
Browns,
Shoot the Steelers.
and the
Oh, yeah, the
Steelers.
Steelers, that's
two.
How
two
long
bad.
is
Steelers are gonna regret that.
But also remember they lost 44-17 against the Saints.
I know.
How long is Dak out for? Do we know?
I think
I
that
don't
was
think they've- I
I
don't
think
think they've
that
said
was
yet.
a hurt. I think that was a hurt soul.
Okay.
I don't know if it was real.
So I think we see him next week.
I think I'd be shocked if he doesn't play.
All right. All right.
I mean, it's basically their season in a way.
Yeah, they're like the Jets. They're playing. They're this close to dying. They're in the
I've
ICU.
never seen anything like Twitter yesterday when both teams outwardly like laughing at each other about how bad they were, the Saints and the Panthers. I've never seen. Did you see the linebackers and the offensive linemen and even Cam Jordan going back and forth being like how bad we both are?
Like, just a shit ball.
One of them was like, we lost to the Panthers, and the Panthers guy was like, I can't believe you lost to us. Like, it's
You guys lost to us.
crazy. The way they were outwardly speaking about how bad they both were was crazy. And I think this puts Derek Carr has a chance in 3 weeks to lose to every single team in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote
How
that on
insane
losers. His
that
coach
is.
coach gets fired.
He's
Hey, will you
lost
talk
to-
about what happened to them? 2-0, and they look like world beaters in the first 2
I mean,
weeks.
one, their quarterback did get hurt, but still, like they've been. Quarterback was back. He also did throw a hospital pass to Olave, in which put him in,
Oh my God.
which was awful. But can you imagine losing to? He's lost to 31 teams. If he loses to the Raiders, which they can lose to the Raiders, is full 32. That's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
It is hard to
It's
do.
also somewhat impressive to last that long in the NFL. There's two ways of looking at
I
it.
don't
guess.
know. I
Look at
think
this
that
Cam,
means
this Cam Jordan too.
yeah.
We just lost to the Panthers. Like I mean, how bad is Bryce Young? Like you lose him, you instantly get fired.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bryce
You're
Young
right.
looked good.
He's
Bryce Young
terrible.
looked
So
good.
I guess
That is some matchup.
if you want to call it that.
I don't even know, honestly.
Next week in Germany,
Oh, yeah.
Panthers, Patriots.
Yep.
No,
No,
Giants.
no.
Giants. I'm sorry, Giants.
And
Giants,
I-
Panthers.
Giants
right?
are
I
gonna win that
promise you, the Giants are going to win.
Yeah,
Giants, Panthers.
without a doubt.
Panthers just won, so the Giants are going to win that.
The Giants. The
Giants will win that game, and it'll screw up the draft pick
I've never been more
100%.
confident in the Giants.
Yeah,
win.
it's crazy.
Daniel Jones might have 350 passing yards,
Yeah.
100 on the ground.
Malik
4
Neighbors going to go
touchdowns.
berserk.
Yep.
You guys want to lose that game, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But
They're
we're
just-
not.
they're just
We're going to
going
have
to
5
win.
wins this year.
Which is the worst
We're going
spot
to
to
win
be,
one
yeah.
game that we're not supposed to. And we're going to beat the Panthers and we're going to beat the Saints.
And you guys end up like with 5 wins, like
Well,
you said.
we'll
And
Yeah,
that's the 8th pick.
Yeah,
I
maybe like
promise
the
we
12th
will
pick.
somehow get to 5 wins. I don't know how we're going to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Panthers will be one of them. They're going to beat the Saints. I'm telling you, they're going to weirdly beat like the Colts or like the Eagles last week or
The
like
Cowboys aren't out of the question.
Cowboys. Like they're gonna win one of those games.
Yeah,
No, the
Cowboys is a.
The Cowboys are firmly out of the question. There's 0 chance they go into Dallas on Thanksgiving and win. I will say that now.
Why? They're so
Why?
bad.
They have not beaten Dak Prescott since his rookie year. They
Dallas-
have not
I
won
don't
that game.
Dallas is
Dallas,
bad.
Dallas on Thanksgiving is atrocious.
There's no better time to face them.
We may lose that
Atrocious
game
on
35 to 10. Like,
And we should have beat them earlier this year. That was the best they played against them.
Like, not you're getting like out of mind with that game. I think the Panthers and Saints are winnable. Like, those are the games they screw up.
And the Eagles the last week.
I don't mind. They played them in the game. They outplayed them earlier this year. Yeah.
I don't know. We disagree on that, but we have
that they outplayed them in that game.
He just says it because they haven't beaten them yet. It's just like this year is the most down the Cowboys have ever been.
And we still couldn't beat them.
Right.
Yes, but we're saying it's winnable.
I don't want to talk about a game that's 3 weeks away.
What jumped out to you, Clemmer? Who's a winner and who's a loser?
A winner to me is the Lions. That was a kind of a boringish game, honestly, but against really good competition, and they held their own. I was saying
the Packers were the second best team in the NFC coming in.
That might still be true. Honestly, like I just think the Lions.
I don't think you can now. What?
Why? The Lions are really good. I think it's more of a testament to the Lions.
Second.
Vikings?
Who in the
by record?
In the NFC?
Yeah.
But Lions are. I thought this was like a statement game.
Me too.
They're like leaps and bounds ahead.
We're all
we're all agreeing.
Who's the second best team though?
Second
in the NFC.
I think it's still the
I
Packers.
think it might still be the
I
Packers.
kind of think it is. I said it going into the week. I still kind of feel that way. I mean. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know who you'd argue. Like I mean, I think you saw it last night with the Vikings. Sam Darnold will keep this team from going to places they maybe could go. Like they have like to me, take the quarterback out of it and just look at their team. They have like a Super Bowl contending roster. Their defense is really, really good. Really strong offensive line. Clearly strong skill position. You have Jefferson. Hawkinson's back now, one of the elite tight ends. Like there's guys everywhere. But Darnold will make throws like he did last night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I mean, that one, the first one in the end zone was one of the worst throws I've ever seen.
Horrible.
So bad.
There were some throws he made where it's like, you're throwing the ball, he's in double coverage. There's a guy, he's standing right in front of him. Like, just, you're rolling to your left side. Like, throw the ball away. Like, what are you doing? Or just run it, whatever.
No, there was
so bad. Really, so bad.
Some really bad throws. I also think that
the fumble, too, led to the touchdown. Awful, obviously.
Colts, truly, they didn't get into the red zone once yesterday.
Nope.
They had 12 first downs. Joe Flacco looked like he was like not. I don't know. Listen. Anthony Richardson isn't. You can't just do one game.
No.
You do that to me all the time.
No. That wasn't my general point because I will firmly still say they are a better football team with Joe Flacco at quarterback. But when you make a change off a guy who's only started 10 games. Why do it with a guy you can't even score a touchdown? Like you know what I'm saying? Like Flacco is a better player right this second. He helps them win more right now. But it's like you're throwing this guy in the trash can for a team that is gonna do nothing. They're going nowhere. Like sure, could they make the playoffs? Maybe. They're 4-5. Like just play Richardson. Like just let him get reps.
Yesterday was tough.
There's no point. You're playing Joe Flacco to not score a touchdown. Like what the fuck is the point?
But the Colts are still right, as bad as the Colts are, they're still right there in a wild card.
Yeah, but
a wild card.
Be the last wild card.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, but your whole thing is you play who's best for this year, and right now, like Anthony Richardson needs to learn a lot more before he just go. Like there has to be one tapping yourself out has to be some sort of like I don't think that you should say he's sat for the rest of the year. I think that was stupid. I think you could say for right now he's not our quarterback. Like tapping yourself out no matter what should have consequences. I think too.
He's also been terrible.
He's been really, really bad.
Awful.
Like he's barely scoring touchdowns too. You're right. I get what you mean where it's like, are the Colts going to win the Super Bowl? Not even close. They can probably squeak into the playoffs, I think.
And that's like
mine was more a testament of how bad the wild card is in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
You still have the Broncos sitting around.
I mean, their wide receiver. The fact that their best wide receiver now is like Downs is crazy.
Yeah,
Pittman is nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
I don't know what
Invisible
happened.
Man yesterday.
Last year he was
1 catch, 14 yards.
Last year, who was the quarterback last year? Was it Minshew?
Minshew, pretty much the whole year. And they almost made they were like a first and goal for making the playoffs.
Piling on to Pittman was unbelievable last year. He was really, really good. But yeah, I don't know. It was fucking the Colts looked
and I want to be clear about something too. I don't believe in Anthony Richardson like at all. But my point is more like
Give him reps.
You've already drafted him. Like you're with him, like whether you like it or not. Like at least see the potential that you thought you saw in him like 2 years ago and 10 starts ago, and I think you just roll with it. Like my Bryce Young thing was more like I think you've seen basically double the starts you had Richardson.
So the Colts have 2 very tough games left in their schedule. The other 6 are very winnable. Very winnable.
I think the Colts are going to make the playoffs. I really do.
So like if they go 10-7, make the playoffs, get knocked out the first round, I think that.
Well, there's really only 2 spots. Because the loser of Pittsburgh and Baltimore, like that, whoever loses that division, the runner-up, you probably think is going to make the playoffs.
Of course, yeah.
So there's only 2 spots.
Yep.
Then you're looking at the Chargers at 5-3, the Broncos at 5-4, the Colts at 4-5, and I'll put another team in there as a winner, sitting at 4-5, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Still, they're hanging around. And I think if you were to pick stock in one, you're gonna like. I
would take the Cincinnati Bengals.
I would think
That's what I've been doing.
They basically have to because you're chasing
have not had a good win.
no, they haven't.
no.
One bit.
They haven't for sure.
have-
Well, they can change that this week, Thursday night, a big game against the Ravens.
At Ravens.
They have to win
They
that game.
lose this one.
Have to.
And I'm like kind of. And
Then they get the
after that-
Chargers, so you could pick up a game on the Chargers. You could pick up a game on the Steelers. Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers the rest of the way. Their schedule is favorable.
Yeah, they just haven't beaten. They have to beat these teams because they've also this Bengals team should be 7-2.
If you get 10 wins, though,
I mean, they blew like games that had leads the whole game to the Ravens and the
Yeah, but the Chargers are 5-3.
They're
What are
right
their
there.
impressive wins? Raiders,
No one's talking about the Chargers.
Panthers, Broncos,
Chargers beat
Saints, Browns.
horrible.
So
but they're going to win next week.
The Chargers are horrible.
Chargers have
Chargers are
horrible
gonna
wins.
win next week.
Chargers have horrible wins.
They're
No, but
average.
they
They're
also.
average.
But Rico,
Average wins.
No, I'm saying the Chargers as a team. Are
Yeah,
average.
100%
They're an
average.
average team.
guess what the Chargers have done and the Bengals haven't. The Chargers have won all the shitty
Agreed.
games.
Agreed.
And the Bengals haven't.
Agreed.
So that's where it's like they're winning every game that they have to. Every game that they lost was like, yeah, of course they lost because they're not as good. The Bengals lost 2 games. The Patriots and who else was it?
The Broncos have shit wins, too.
Yeah, but the Broncos.
Bengals they lost to the Chiefs, Ravens, Patriots.
Broncos beat the Bucks, the Jets, the Raiders, Saints, and Panthers. Broncos stink, too.
So many bad teams.
So many. There's so many.
Look at the Chargers, though, for a second. Look at their schedule. So they have 5 wins, right? They have 3 games left in their schedule that are cookies. Titans, Patriots, Raiders. Those are probably wins, right? So that gets you to 8. So now you just need 2 more wins, and you're in the playoffs. I think 10 gets you in the AFC.
Yeah,
I tell
10
you,
should definitely get you.
there's
in.
That should definitely get you in. And I also think that the Bengals might not be able to get to 10. They have to beat the Ravens. Like, you're chasing a certain number, and you only have a certain amount of weeks left. You get what I'm saying?
It'll be a tough game. They had a 10-point lead on them in the fourth quarter and blew it. My point more with them is that you've seen like them
Agreed.
within the they missed a field goal in overtime to lose the game. That would have won them the game.
The
The
Ravens
Chiefs.
are fucking
Ravens.
Ravens
are
hard.
really good.
I thought the Broncos
Ravens
were going
do
to
this
stick
weird
around that
thing, though,
game.
where the Ravens will do that weird thing where they just
Yep.
won't. Like yesterday, they
pummeled
smashed
them.
the Broncos.
Someone said this
obviously,
today. It was like, oh, the Giants get all this shit for letting Saquon go to the Eagles. The Titans just letting Derrick Henry leave and going to the Ravens has been.
Absolutely correct, Marty.
It's pretty crazy. They just let this. He's literally he scored.
Yeah, but it's for the
Should've,
Titans.
though.
That's
Smart
like having a nice pair of gloves and
Yeah.
you have no hands. The Titans have nothing else.
What did we?
It's
What
the
did we
same
have?
exact thing.
It's the same thing.
If the Giants had Saquon, they'd probably
Fuck
be
is,
2-7.
what did Saquon do for us?
Same thing. You
So
guys,
then why would you want to keep Saquon?
you guys shouldn't have kept Saquon either.
We're saying this. That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying that the Giants get a lot of shit for letting Saquon go, but the Titans are
Got
getting
it.
nothing.
You know why? Because of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
But it's also just like Saquon.
Magnified.
I'm honestly, I'm almost like happy for Saquon for like
Yeah.
letting shine like where he gets it. Go for it because we were gonna get shit for this team, and we didn't need him. He needed to go somewhere else, whatever. But Derrick Henry is truly fucking insane.
You want to actually
He's like
he's incredible.
There's like a chance like he's probably top 4 for MVP right now.
I mean, Derrick Henry's a
He's
Hall-
in the
How
he's in
not?
discussion,
How
Phil. He's
not,
not
Phil?
like he's saying he's like in the.
I know, but like, okay, so 1 and 2, I think we can agree it's Josh Allen and Lamar.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say Jaden Daniels too.
Jaden Daniels, I'd put 3.
And then who's 4?
I think Henry's right there.
Henry's having a ridiculous
Would
season.
have like 6. I
What
think
kind of
he-
season is he having?
Regardless of anything, Henry is going to win that Offensive Player of the Year award. They usually get to non-quarterbacks, right?
I don't know though because if
1,000 yards, 11 TDs, averaging 6.3 a
crazy.
carry, averaging 116 a game. It's unheard of.
No, he still got the juice.
I know he
Great
definitely-
season.
but like if you have Lamar and Josh
Oh, you think
Allen
they
this
give it to the other?
close, they'll just give it like right
think
now.
it's-
They're not going to give it. I think Josh Allen. I think not even just because my bet. I think the MVP award is Josh Allen right now.
Correct.
That team is nothing without him. Zero.
He's also having a
him.
sensational season.
And he has 7 2 years. He has 2 picks this year. Lamar's was perfect.
Lamar's having an unbelievable season. His numbers are insane.
But I think them giving it to him last year hurts
No,
him.
the voter. He's won it.
He's already won it twice.
Twice. Allen has none.
Including last year.
Yes.
If it's close, they're good. And last year, like Allen was second. I'm pretty sure as well.
But I think
so they love to give it to Josh
in my
Allen.
mind that people still forget most valuable player. It's like the Ravens have a way better team than the Bills.
Correct.
Yeah.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers.
No,
is
no,
fucking
they
ridiculous.
do. But I
Who
think
has a better team than the Bills?
What?
Who has a better team than the
Ravens
Bills?
have a better roster.
Ravens also beat them 35-10.
it's true.
What do you? Yeah, they have a better team.
Yeah. If there's any doubt, they played head-to-head. That's all I'm saying.
No, I know. Yeah, they have a way better roster than them, and I think that the Bills, like you put a lot of quarterbacks on the Bills right now. I don't think they're very good.
So, Bosco, if they played that game in December, that would be enough to flip like the MVP voting. The fact
Right.
that it happened in September, no one cares about
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Too
And
early.
I agree with that.
Another thing I will say, there is a name we are forgetting about a bit. Let's say they go 15-2, 60-1, Jared Goff.
Well,
His
there's
name will
also
be
a
tossed
name that
in
we're
there.
forgetting about that they just go undefeated.
Yeah.
True.
And he's already in the top 4 in betting odds, and he has been horrible.
Yeah, like he took half the season off, and he's
They're gonna win tonight.
I just think he won't win it because I think they smashed tonight.
I think they're
Really?
smashed.
I think the Chiefs, and I never bet
They're
the Chiefs.
due
I
for a,
think
they're
they-
due for
I'm
a
just taking the
blowout.
over.
I think
They're
they
due for a
roll.
blowout.
The
I think
Chiefs
they roll
defense is
tonight.
gonna
So many
lock up.
points.
Also, I was looking at
receivers.
when you're little doing some like deep breakdown stuff.
They haven't beaten any.
The Bucks are really good against zone, horrible against man.
They haven't beaten
Chiefs
anybody
run,
like
strictly man.
like
in
that.
our
You know
elite,
what I'm
they're one of the
saying?
elite defenses.
the Chiefs.
But they beat the Ravens. They beat the Bills. No, they beat the Bengals.
Who are talented.
They beat the Saints by 2 scores. They beat the 49ers by 2 scores, and every other game has been a 1-score game.
They beat the Falcons.
Every other
They had
game
like
is
a
a
pretty
1-score
tough
game.
They had like a pretty kind of like tough.
know they
Bengals,
beat the
Ravens.
They have a tough schedule. Every game is a 1-score
Yeah,
game.
they-
Ravens 1 score. Bengals by 1 point.
No, this is
Falcons
what-
by 5. Chargers by 7.
But this is
Saints
what
by
he does.
13. 49ers by 10. Raiders by 7.
They also they do this thing where they stay in the game, and then
Yeah.
whenever Patrick Mahomes needs to win, he just has
they
an
just
incredible
do it.
drive.
I mean, none of us are betting against the Chiefs like in a playoff game. I don't think.
No.
Like,
I'm not betting
That's
against the
what
Chiefs
we're
tonight.
talking
would
about-
depend on the line, but
I have the Bills to win the Super Bowl, right? And obviously the Chiefs are is going to be miserable. I think the Bills are going to get to the. I think it's going to be Bills. The Ravens are so good. I think best bet right now for me on the other side, like odds wise. Who would you say? It's I think the AFC is like kind of a shit show. It's like it's the Ravens, it's the Bills, it's the Chiefs, it's Texans. Like I don't think I think the Texans are down, but you have to put them in there right now, I would say.
I think the Texans are a bit of a drop down. I think the Chiefs' ideal scenario is the Ravens and Bills. Ravens and Bills match up at 2-3 in the semi,
Get rid of one of them.
and you get rid of one of them, and you only have to beat one of them for the final.
Yeah.
and you get it at home.
And you never have to go to any of them.
Stinks,
Yeah, you never
right?
have to go to any of them.
And the
I think the
Lions are
Texans,
clear one.
if I'm the Chiefs and you say right now start the playoffs, who do you want in the divisional round? I think you take the Texans.
I don't think
Also, the Texans I don't think are impervious to being knocked out to somebody sneaky like Pittsburgh or Cincy
the odds
or like
agree with us.
Yeah, it's the Lions by a mile.
No, like with like the Texans kind of being down. And the Packers, I'm saying the Packers 22-1 is not bad value.
It's not bad at all.
you know what team I'm eyeing here? L.A. Rams 50-1.
I wrote
Matt
the Rams
Stafford
down as a
cooked
winner, but
yesterday.
You're a little.
he's waiting for the next
they're-
injury.
You have they have
He wants
you,
the next
you
injury.
haven't you have to admit that they've been pretty
When
good.
they're healthy, they're great. It's just,
That was my whole point.
the only thing
you
is
said-
you
It was
look at-
literally my entire point.
but you're like
were
Stafford's
washed.
cooked. His numbers were bad. Like you were a little more. You weren't as cut and dry. Oh,
Stafford's
when they're
good.
healthy, they're great. You were more like they're just not good. You were saying like Stafford's just like not good.
Just
At
I said I
is washed.
will say the Rams are 4-4. Let's all pump the brakes a little bit. I said you guys were saying they were like a Super Bowl contender. I said
no.
What are you guys saying?
Playoffs. We were talking playoffs.
You said they're
not
one
winning
game out of the
Super Bowl.
playoffs.
One game out of the playoffs. The West is way worse than I thought it was going to be. Or way more mediocre than I thought it was going to be.
Well,
That makes sense?
49.
The
It's just-
49ers thought we're going to be.
Rams schedule is loaded coming up.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Check out the Rams next few games.
Dolphins, who are as bad as the Dolphins are, no picnic.
No, with two, they're not.
At the Pats, Eagles, at Saints, Bills, at 49ers, at Jets, who are going to be potentially desperate in that situation. Cardinals and Seahawks.
That's no gauntlet though.
No, it's
not.
When you said it, I was expecting it to be.
It's not.
Honestly,
there's
a few gimmies in there.
It's a few, but
when
you look at the Rams at 4-4.
Saints are, as long as if Stafford stays healthy, not even Cup, if Stafford just stays healthy, I think they at least win like 8 games.
They've won their last 3.
Is 8 going to be enough? Is 8 going to be enough? Because these teams are in the wild card are 6-2, 6-2, 6-3. I don't think they have enough.
I'm saying no, but if Cup and like Nakua comes back, I think they win like 10 potentially. Like I think they could definitely be a playoff team.
They're 2 games behind Minnesota, Philly, and the Packers. Like I think they might all just be firmly in there.
Because they're also a team too. They're a team that if they're able to win the division or even a wild card, to be honest, they're a team you wouldn't want to see in the playoffs.
No,
you don't want to see Matt Stafford.
I think the play for them is the division. Now they already lost to the Cardinals, but I think the play for them is the division. They're a game out of the division.
Honestly, we are the Cardinals,
you believe
man.
in the Cardinals?
The Cardinals. I mean, they're on a nice run here.
They are. They're holding the division.
They're playing good football.
By the way, Stafford.
Hubs kind of yelled at me. I was like, Kyler Murray's been playing
you're doing
pretty
the
well.
stat watching. I'm telling you, watch.
What?
He's out there lighting it up.
Stafford?
I'm saying his numbers. I don't think are been a tale of.
I watch every week. The stats aren't great. I mean, the last 2 games are, but before that, they haven't been.
His throws that he's been making, he's winning the games.
Because I think it's that like he had basically a 3-game window of literally throwing to DeMarcus Robinson and Tutu Atwell.
He's making DeMarcus Robinson look unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's throwing game winners to DeMarcus Robinson. Like
I have an even hotter.
Stafford's elite still.
I think Matt Stafford's the best quarterback in the NFC.
That's just wrong. I mean, Jared Goff exists. It's just wrong.
I'll tell you, man.
I don't know.
I don't think that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
That's crazy.
All right. I mean, I don't know what other than you guys saying. I watch the same games you guys do. Other than that, what analytic? What point do you have to bring that home? Like why? Like what do you? It's just insane.
Better thrower to football.
Yeah, he's just. I mean, better
than Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason they traded for him and then won with that. Like, there's a reason. Like, that happened.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
It was only a few years ago. Like, 3 years ago.
In the scope of football, it's a long time ago.
They won a Super Bowl.
I mean, but they're still doing it. Like, I mean, if you
4 years ago, too.
If you all right, what if we do a reverse swap now with these rosters? What do you think it looks like? I think Stafford's MVP.
Jared Goff hasn't
is
had to do much for this team.
Really?
I've always said Goff is underrated. I think now he's like getting his due. I think Goff is a very good quarterback, but when you put like him and Stafford together, I think it's like not even a debate. Like who's as long as they're both healthy on a Sunday, like I'm much more fearful of Matt Stafford.
I mean, Stafford has had a good last 2 weeks. Before that, he didn't have a single game where he had 2 touchdowns.
But you have to like context is better. Like the teams they're playing with, like the rosters they're playing with. Like put Matt Stafford on this Lions team. Like
with all these
they're doing incredible.
I'm on Ron.
You put and I love Goff. You put Goff on that Rams team. I think they're still like good, but I don't think they're like. I think Stafford is just a better football player. Like he's more dynamic, bigger. He can make throws that Goff like just can't make.
Goff is
Goff is a very good football player, and he's in the system right now with an elite offensive line. Run game is incredible. Good receivers as well.
You could see how they're even throwing. He throws
There's
for
an elite team. There's an elite coach too. Often like best offensive coordinator in football by far. Ben Johnson
throws like 170 a game now. It almost seems like just doesn't throw picks. And it seems like even last game I think he had one.
One game where he had like crazy 70 yards passing, right?
85 yards, 3 touchdowns.
The teams are their team is so dominant.
I'll say this though, yesterday was a little bit of a like fuck you to people because they only play in domes. If you look at their schedule, they play 3 non-dome games. And one for them, if you just come in first, you never have to play outside your dome. And also there's a dome in the Super Bowl. So that's who cares. And yesterday they went to the hardest outdoor place probably to play in.
In rain.
In rain.
The weather was shitty.
And, I mean, they didn't beat they did kind of beat the shit out of them, but not really. Like on offense, I think defense.
They got a defensive touchdown for the.
We're also talking about a team that lost their best defensive player. We're not even talking about that really. They keep saying what's his name from the Browns, I think, or who's going to go there?
Zadarius Smith. They've looked into.
Zadarius Smith.
I think they end up adding an edge rusher by the end of the year.
Max Crosby
trade deadline's tomorrow.
Needs to get the fuck out of Vegas. He needs to. We need to see him on a good team.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's a great player.
He's amazing.
High motor guy, yeah.
The Patriots lost yesterday, so now they need to go 4-4 for Dukes. To
Yeah,
avoid
that was he
there.
needed that win.
Yeah, no, he
That's
needed
over.
it.
That was it.
It's over. That was it.
You won the bet. It's
Not
over.
official yet, but it's not looking.
Drake May had a great last play, but
Incredible play,
He's
that.
fine, Drake May. I think. I don't think like he's.
I think he's good.
I think he's good. I don't think you could say much. The team does stink around him, but he's making some rookie mistakes.
Can we all acknowledge now it is crazy that Dukes thought this team's going to win 6 games?
No, it's not that crazy.
I mean, they did
been
lose
in a few
2 overtime
They
games,
lost 2 games in overtime, sure.
which is like it's. I don't think it's crazy that 6 games isn't crazy to think your team wins before a season starts.
Yeah.
Did you think your team's gonna win 6 games this year?
I did.
Yeah, they might not.
They might not. It's true. They might. But I was willing to put my skin on the line though and say the Patriots were not, and they're not going to.
Devontae Adams, his Instagram story said Rome wasn't built in a day. So,
hey, we're still barely alive. It's got to.
You know what's crazy? I'm kind of backing on the Jets.
Be careful.
Just look up and they're 7-6. You're like, oh,
Who they got next?
Cardinals.
You know, it's interesting you say that.
At
win.
Cardinals.
game.
That's a win.
But then the next game's tough,
Maybe.
I think, right?
It's interesting you say that because I think the Bills locked up the division.
Colts, I guess, next.
Bills are going to win the division.
Bills locked up
yeah.
the division. I know, and the Jets can't catch them.
No.
But, man, the Bills go Chiefs, 49ers, at Rams, and at Lions for a 4-game stretch. You could go 1-3 in that stretch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Bills, it would be no apologies going 1-3 in that stretch.
You go 0-4 and still be in first.
I know. That's where they've
It's
already
crazy
built
to be
it
up in the division 4 games this early. That's insane in the NFL.
What are the
games
Chiefs?
November
What are the
4th?
Chiefs up right now?
Probably 3 because
They're undefeated.
the Chargers are 5-3, or are they 5-4? Chargers
5-3.
5-3.
2.5. They're 2.5 games out.
2.5, and they're
Pending tonight, which
they're
should be a win.
undefeated. And the Bills are up 4 and they've lost 2. I mean, the Jets have the Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks, Dolphins, Jaguars, Rams, Bills, Dolphins. That is not that hard of a
Except for the Bills, all those games are winnable.
Big time.
Yeah, of course.
So that's what I mean. We're not dead yet, but if we lose one more, we're dead.
Yeah, no,
You guys need to string together like 3 more before you lose. Like then you weirdly, I don't know, it makes like no sense, but you know what I'm saying. Like
It just hurt you lost to the
could lose
Broncos.
Oh, the kills we lost the Broncos.
Losing to the Broncos, that changes the whole
Losing
thing.
to the
They'd be
Patriots.
4 and
The
6.
Patriots.
Fucking
They
Patriots.
lost a couple games that
Yeah.
Patriots was worse than the Broncos. The Broncos, the way that game was just just an atrocious football game, but the Patriots one, you can't let that one
I
slide.
think the biggest loser.
That's the 2 games. That's a 2-game swing right there. They'd be 5 and 4.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Patriots
5 and 4. You're sitting there, and the Broncos would be 4 and 5. You're at least ahead of them.
Yep.
And then you're sitting there in the wild card, right there where you want to be. Also, you'd be sitting there. I know it sounds crazy. You'd be in the divisional race because the Bills have such a tough run. 100%, you would be in the divisional race.
Only if they really play out of it.
Yeah, you can't really because the Bills
They both things have to one has to go way
100%,
down. Like
100%.
if the Bills just win.
the Bill,
the
but the
Bills
Bills
control their own destiny. Like,
granted, but the Bills could go 1-3 in that stretch and apologize to no one
The
because
Bills
it's that
are also-
hard.
The Bills are also could just win these games too. Like they're
Agreed.
teams that like I think the Bills are legit.
Really
they could just go 3-1 as well.
Yeah, they could.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they could.
I think the biggest loser of the weekend, seriously, was I'm not trying to shit on them all, but the Bears. Like the Bears
that
could
down.
have had because last week was awful. They won. They won that game. They have that guy quit the team basically.
Have you seen the DJ Moore clip?
Yeah. So I have one thing. I have one to ask you though. Do you think? So DJ Moore, if anyone doesn't know, there was a play Caleb Williams running back and forth trying to get something. DJ Moore just seems like he just ran out of bounds.
He stepped out of bounds, and
I think that he stepped out of bounds and was like, well, now I'm going to give myself up because I can't be the first person to touch it back in. That's what I thought. But in the clip, it looked like, you know what I mean? That's why
No. I do think that was his mental thought process.
Because he literally just walked out.
But he literally doesn't even turn around and look at the play, like so disinterested. Like tonight, the play, his back was turned for literally 3 seconds. The play's still going on. Like, and I mean, to not even like run downfield and try to get a defender to chase you down, not to be like, hey, like maybe if there's a completed pass, like I'll block somebody. Like he just checked the fuck out.
I just think the
that
biggest
to me is
losers
shameful
of the week was Bears because the Bears had a chance to kind of avenge their win from that loss from last week, get back on track because the Cardinals are like a fine team, and they just that DiMarcado run at the end of the the half too?
Yeah.
Which was like the Bears just gave up. Like the Bears defense was just not both.
The Tyreek Stevens thing, not even the Hail Mary, that they demoted him in practice
And he left the team.
And he quit basically just left practice. That was one of those where I locked in the Bears bet, like I think it was the night before, like early Sunday morning, and then saw that from Jay Glazer, and I was like, God damn it. I was like, this is a locker room in disarray. Like, I immediately was like, I wish I could just get literally switch. But it was
this
like,
is what I
was
mean
like,
about the Jets and the Bears and teams of this nature, where it's like, it doesn't matter what fucking roster you put together. If you don't have the right coach, the right GM, the right environment, this is what happens. You put a rookie into this environment where guys are quitting and you demote some people, like even Anthony Richardson, right? Yes, they sat him for the rest of the year. I know he yawned on TV. Everyone was upset about that.
That was
just funny.
That clip of basically
really
saying like
funny.
Collinsworth being like, "You're the quarterback. You're the general. The general can't tap out." And then it's him on the sideline like this, shoulders up on the bench, feet up, yawning with his helmet off. I was like,
Anthony Richardson.
I was like, this guy, man, brutal.
He was the first guy out there giving people high fives. Like, but
I got a take on that.
I don't think so.
I got a take on that. Bryce Young did the same thing. I feel like that's the classic agent is you're like, hey, like camera's gonna be on you. Like, make sure you look like a good
Bryce
teammate.
Young's like that. I don't know if Anthony Richardson's.
That's it was
Both
one of those
SEC guys.
Richardson, when it happened, the light bulb went on my head. I was like, this is some Fugazi shit.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying he's a bad guy or bad teammate. This is such like agent all week is like, I know you don't want to play Anthony. I know like your bench. Don't be a bad teammate. Like be in there, be the guy. Cameras are always going to be on you. Like you're the quarterback. You're on the bench. Like they're watching all the time. Make sure you're high-fiving everybody. High-fiving guys when they come out for a touchdown. They didn't score one. Whenever anything, like just be a good teammate. Like outwardly on camera. I'm onto that. I'm onto that whole act they got going.
I was upset with the Giants game. Malik Neighbors and Jaden Daniels. Wait till after the game. You know, after it was a third down. Looking at the replay, it was a challenge. They are chopping it up on the side. Just wait. And two, Mark Sanchez is so stupid. Did you hear him during that?
No.
During the Giants score.
Oh, Nate was so mad about him sucking off Daniel Jones.
What?
Nate was like posting tweets. He was mad that Mark Sanchez was sucking off Daniel Jones.
No, that was not it. You're just hate him so much.
No, but I'm saying what Nate did.
Nate was not talking about that.
Yes, Nate was.
I could tell you what Nate was talking about because this is what he was talking about. And he was talking about how the Giants scored a touchdown and them going for two ruined their momentum.
Yes. I got it to make it.
That's what Nate was talking about.
For me, it was too early in the game. Like the analytic thing,
I didn't think he did. I didn't think he did a great job.
I don't get why you do it with 11 minutes.
I don't think he did a great job.
I don't think that ruined the momentum. I think that also we're the worst 2-point conversion team I think of all time.
Oh my god, so bad.
I don't think we've actually been. No, I don't think we've even gotten to the one.
Cost the Giants the spread.
Who went 0 for 3 yesterday? Who am I forgetting? Someone went 0 for 3 on. Was it the Eagles? The Giants? No, somebody else.
Might have been the Eagles.
I'm pretty sure the Giants definitely went 0 for 2, 0 for 3.
All right.
The Giants.
I think the Eagles might have actually.
Somebody went like 0 for 3. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, obviously he's going to be the quarterback, Phil. I don't know what
they have no options.
I can't
no options. No, you're doing it because you hate him so much.
I'm bringing up the news.
He does hate him
so much.
You were mad I didn't know how to put stuff up on the screen. Now I'm putting stuff on the screen.
Good job, Phil.
You're mad at me.
Buddy. You've learned that. It was
It's good. He's learning.
Listen, he's bad. We all know he's bad. That's all it is. He's bad, but we have no. Drew Lock's even worse. I can tell you that.
Bad.
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito, even worse than Drew Lock.
Just enough.
I don't know if he's worse.
Tommy DeVito is limited, more limited, like physically, but just a good enough like guy and leader to will this team to a couple wins.
The only problem with Daniel Jones though, if he gets hurt, you guys are on the hook for next year with him, right?
That's what I mean.
Like hook for him really next.
Like some
year,
of it,
no
yeah.
matter
What if
25?
What if he doesn't get hurt? You can just like call it a day.
If the season ends and like we can literally just say, "Have a good one, Daniel. Good luck."
They should put him on
wherever team signs you. God bless.
So they really probably should bench him.
Make him inactive every single game. Just end the era now. Why are we doing this?
Because you don't want to have that anchor on you for next year.
Anyway, I don't know what does it matter.
Because you don't want to have that anchor on you for next year.
I don't think
I think once they lose the 8th or 9th game, they'll do it.
Okay. Yeah.
I know it sounds stupid. Like anyone with a pulse knows this Giants
so
team.
much risk. Like,
anyone with a pulse knows this Giants team has no chance. Obviously,
we only have to pay him.
But I think they'll wait to see like, all right, we're like have 8-9 losses. We literally cannot make the playoffs. Like, just put him on the bench. I think that'll probably have to come from the top down. Unfortunately,
I would think so.
because Dable will still sit there and say, listen. as bad as he is, he gives us the best chance to win, like in theory, and play him until they literally are just like, yo, like we're not paying this guy. And also, I'm at the point, I don't know how, I'm actually curious where Meek's at right this second. I've been kind of fluid on it through the year. I think we probably got to move on from Dable and Shane. I think I'm getting to that point. Like,
I think so too.
I think we're like I went back and forth on it. Beginning of the year, I was like fire him. Have like a couple games, and I'm like, you know what? Like maybe we ride it out because they also listen. We've given them credit for some good picks they've made. They've made some dog shit picks. Deontay Banks sucks.
Yeah.
Evan Neal sucks. Like it's not like they've been this like curating this roster where we're a quarterback away. They've had some good ones like. Thibodeau's been solid. Even a couple guys like
Neighbors has been great.
Neighbors obviously he's a very good player.
That's what's
but they've also swung and missed a lot.
At the same time, you're right about all these things. But if you hit on a quarterback, it covers up all your other mistakes.
But we can let another regime like pick the quarterback.
I'm not gonna be like.
I don't think a quarterback does not fix all our problems. It covers up a lot of our problems. It covers up a lot of our problems. 100%. We'd win maybe 8 games this
Marty,
year.
I'm gonna ask you a question right now. If Jaden Daniels is a quarterback in New York Giants, what's their record?
I think we're
500.
Yeah,
I think we're like 6-3.
I think we're better. Yeah, I agree with Phil.
No.
But
this is what I'm saying though. I am agreeing.
I think we're at least like 5-4.
Yeah,
5-4 is fine. I don't think it. But this team is still. I'm saying is not a quarterback away from being very successful. Definitely.
No, not a quarterback away from being like a Super Bowl contender.
That's what I'm saying. Is where
we're a quarterback away. I think we're a quarterback away from being like a playoff team with like significant upside.
That's a problem.
Like down the line.
That's a problem. We obviously need a quarterback 1,000%. But
like once you get the quarterback, it's easier to fill out the rest of the roster. Like the Commanders
know
that
right.
The Commanders know to have the quarterback. Now they know what to do.
I agree, but the problem is like there is a lot of misses on our roster 100%.
already. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of Dable and Shane. I don't know how like I actually think I'm actually think I might like Dable more than I like Shane. I think Shane.
Didn't they say they're
also I don't know. I've said it, the offseason stuff. I thought Shane looked like a total dipshit.
I'm not banging the drum to keep them, but I'm also not banging the drum to fire them. Like I'm indifferent on that.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm at the point where like they fire him, like I'm not going to be like, oh shit.
Like
I
think the most
I'm going to be like,
disappointing team this year besides the Jets is Jaguars.
Yeah.
Most disappointing. Yeah, absolutely. Niners.
Yeah, but Niners are still in their divisional race. Like they're not having a great year, but
4-4.
They're also without their best player.
Do you want to toss the Dolphins in there? Like they were supposed to
No,
compete for the
come
division,
on.
and they're 2-6.
You can't say that. He got hurt. He got fucking hurt.
He played for 4 weeks. You had.
It's still like a disappointing. I guess it's how you want to measure the word disappointing.
And then he was
disappointing is all.
Disappointing is how did the season go when you were at full strength?
But
The Cowboys are the most disappointing team.
Cowboys.
Cowboys are
that's what I'll
too.
give
Cowboys are. I don't think Meek's totally off with the Dolphins. I think even I get the injury, but
nah.
they've
He's
been
healthy. They
but
lost
they've
to the
been.
Cardinals and
Honestly,
Bills.
they haven't even won with them.
Yeah,
Bengals are 4-5.
But they're in
Bengals are
the race
disappointing.
though. Like that's what I mean.
They're
Like,
disappointing, but I think the 4 or 5 teams named I would put.
Oh, the Browns.
Browns disappointing as hell for
Yeah,
sure.
like, I'm
They
talking
were
about-
supposed to be good.
I'm talking about teams that have like 2 wins right now. Like their season is over. Like they don't even make it to
Browns have
election
2
day.
wins. Browns.
Cowboys
Yeah,
have
Browns
what?
deserve
3
to be in
wins
there for sure.
The Jaguars were like, this is kind of a year that they were like
Make or break.
Back.
I'll give you.
What are they? I mean, the coach is gonna get fired out. Like Peterson's gonna be gone.
Fired now.
He be fired. Yeah, he could be fired any second now.
Oh, they're a disaster. They're so bad on defense too. They're awful.
Oh, the Jaguars are.
They're just an awful
I
football
don't know how
team.
Doug Peterson isn't fired yet. Like
Seriously, I
Yeah,
agree.
it might be a situation. Wait a couple minutes.
All right, so we think about coaches that potentially get fired. We think like the Jaguars, like Cowboys, Giants.
I feel like Mike McDaniel's safe. I don't
think
think
he's
they're
safe,
over
too.
eager to like fire
Stefanski's
him.
Dave.
Yes, he's a coach of the year. Like
Well, what I was gonna say is which one?
Raiders.
Which one?
Pierce is gone.
Yeah, Pierce probably is
Pierce
gone.
is gone.
I agree with you that he probably will be gone. It's just crazy because obviously this is his first year as the coach.
there could be a case where like you let him get his quarterback and then you worry about.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know. And I love Antonio Pierce to death, giant legend forever.
Yep.
He's done a bad job this year, no doubt about it. Of those teams, which would you want to coach?
Jets' job is open too.
Fair. All right, good call. Yeah, of those teams where I think they could potentially lose jobs, I agree. I think McDaniel and Dolphins probably stays. You never know though. Like which
The
team?
Jaguars has some upside.
If you're like Mike Vrabel,
If you could
and you
turn
get,
around
like,
Trevor
and-
Lawrence.
and you get offered like all these whatever like Giants, Brown. Honestly, Stefanski should stay. I think Stefanski's a good coach.
I don't think he gets fired.
I don't know what but I'm saying like of the Giants, like say like Cowboys,
Jets.
Jets. like Panthers even. The Panthers not going anywhere. They just hired them. Of all like Saints, all these bad teams. Like which one would you want?
I think the Saints are the ones I don't want to like.
I want
They
the
have
Saints.
zero future. Cap hell, no quarterback.
Which would you want?
I would say the Cowboys, maybe.
I would say the Cowboys.
Giants might kind of be the most appealing just because if you're allowed to pick your own quarterback and you have all that cap space, the Giants would be the most appealing.
Yeah, I think
You're also listen. I agree with you. I think I would want to pick my own quarterback. But if you miss on that, you're fucked for another you're going to get fired again.
But if you draft a rookie quarterback, you're going to get 3 years.
Yeah.
But also,
if things suck in 3 years, then you'll get
You're also going to get 3 years in the Cowboys. So look how McCarthy's had a long time at the Cowboys, and Vrabel would have a long time. Like, I know Dak's your quarterback, and like, listen, Dak stinks right now, and he's usually fine.
Yeah.
You know, and like, but there's more upside, I think, with the Cowboys. Having CD, you have Dak, who's
Parsons.
You have Parsons. You have pieces, and also like. Hopefully an owner that's going to spend some money and gets another piece, but I don't know. I think that's a guy. McCarthy should have been fired at least 2 years ago.
I don't think Vrabel will go. I don't think Vrabel will play that game with Jerry Jones.
That's another problem.
I think he'd rather go somewhere where they're going to let like him do like he's the football guy. Like let him coach football.
I could see him on the Jaguars.
I could see that. I could see
too.
I could see him saying like I'm going to be the one that like I'm going to fix like Trevor Lawrence is not a bad player. I'm going to fix him.
No, Raiders.
I'd see the Jaguars more.
Guys, the most obvious head coaching like spot this offseason, the best landing spot, the Bears. Like Eberflus is getting fired. You're gonna have the first overall pick.
That might be Vrabel's.
The only thing you see with NFL teams is they love seesawing between offensive coach and defensive coach, and Eberflus is defensive guy. So I feel like they might say we want to hire an offensive guy for Caleb Williams. It's my only pushback. But I think Vrabel Bears would be like a seamless fit.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's the best landing spot when teams end up hiring their coaches.
Great fit.
I think that's a good call, Phil.
Yeah.
College basketball tonight. You gotta talk about it.
Let's go, Duke!
I got some picks.
The first day of college basketball, you got no colleges on you today? That's insane.
I know.
You're the biggest college merch guy there is.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
I had too many.
Bosco.
I had all my teams. So
We got to give a shout out to how classy Duke is. They're playing this game against Maine. Maine is it's a small school.
barely
got this guy doing this. He's not even
nice.
Come on, man.
I was watching Christian Layton and Grant Hill when you were in your back in diapers, buddy.
Stop it.
That's just facts.
Fugazi. So, you've been a fan since
No,
then?
I said I was watching them then. I'm a fan now. Cooper Flagg, guy from Maine. But isn't it classy of Duke to play this game against Maine? That's nice. It's small school, Orono, Maine. That's nice, isn't it?
Realistically, real talk right here.
It's nice.
Shout out to Duke fans.
Way to go, Duke. Nice job.
Duke's start at 28.5. It's at 31.5 now. Take Duke tonight. Kansas is minus 25 against Howard. Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer's that seems low. That line seems like somebody knows
Kansas.
something.
Hammer Kansas.
All right.
Kentucky, I'm a little scared about because it's just their first game and Cal's not there, and it's not the Kentucky you're used to, but they're still gonna be very good. There's a couple of teams. There's 199 games today, so
There's one going on right now.
Yeah. Oh shit. I actually have Charleston. And
Charleston's up 3.5 or scorebug's being weird. It's either one or 3.
They're up at 1.5. But yeah, there's a lot of top, like Purdue is 24.5 against Texas A&M CC.
Corpus Christi.
Yeah. So
I like Michigan State in those big spreads minus 19.5. I also obviously like Bama minus.
Tell you who I love tonight. UCF plus 4.5. UCF is a very, very good a dark horse type of team this year, and Texas A&M is high valued. I like UCF a lot. Kansas is a huge one. Houston minus 36.5. Hammer. Jackson State's awful, and then
36 is so many in basketball though.
Yeah, but they'll do it. And then you'll be watching. You're like, how did I not bet?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
No, I agree.
Long Island's horrible.
The Sharks.
Bama minus 26.5.
Bama minus 26. I wrote down.
Hammer them. Take these big spreads. I'm telling you. I actually like Ohio State tonight.
I liked Ohio State as well.
They're plus 1.5. I like that game. And then we have a really good game if you're up late tonight. Gonzaga Baylor is a.
I like Baylor plus the 6.
You never get a good game first game.
No, that's not
11:30 at night.
true.
Used to be Duke.
Used to be
and
the
Kentucky
Champions
then.
Classic.
I'm
Used to be
saying
the Champions
recently.
Classic.
Recently they changed.
Recently, it's not the same.
But this is the best one tonight. But there's some 25 and up. Hammer them.
I'm on Delaware -3, Michigan State -19.5, Ark State -5.5, Bama -26, and Baylor +6. That's where I'm at. What do you have tonight, Clemmer? Anything?
Yeah, I have a few things.
I also have Irvin and Hunt touchdowns +390. Me and Jerry.
I'm on Duke -29. I'm on Baker Mayfield over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's +140. He's thrown 2 or more almost every game this year. I know he doesn't have any receivers, but I still think the philosophy is get him throwing the ball. Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, anytime touchdown. Baker over half an interception. I'm on the over 46, and then I'm also on Duke -15.5 first half.
Yeah, I'm on.
Oh wow! Congratulations!
Congrats.
Wow,
Fantastic. I'm on the Chiefs first half in game. I do think they roll here. I talked about. I think the Chiefs defensive scheme plays the Bucks' strengths are very much not what the Chiefs do. I think that just system-wise, matchup-wise, bad matchup for the Bucks. Love the Chiefs both ways. Yeah, I like the Baker throw a pick as well. He's thrown he's thrown multiple in the last 3-4 games. I think they're gonna be a spot where they're gonna be down. You're gonna have to throw a lot. Gonna have to force.
so I was thinking the same thing.
To force it. Yeah. So him to throw an interception. Give me the Buckeyes tonight.
The Buckeyes.
Big game.
Big game at
against
10
Texas.
o'clock. You'll be watching
Big game
that,
against
and then you
Texas.
roll right into Baylor Gonzaga. This is now just you just don't sleep.
College basketball on right now.
College basketball now
On YouTube at 3 o'clock, Santa Clara, St. Louis.
St. Louis.
It's always something that makes it's just the fact that I have Duke games to watch, and then there's other this college basketball year is going to be one of the best ones there's been. There's a lot of top teams. Last year was kind of UConn heavy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of you know how college football right now is a lot of good teams, not a top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's true.
We didn't even talk about Ohio State won a huge game.
Huge win for you, Ev.
I don't think
Watch
he's
the
gonna
whole thing.
reach his levels, but Cooper Flagg needs to be the faces where Zion was.
He is, I think.
I don't think he's gonna
I need
reach
Cooper
Zion
Flag.
levels.
I need
but
him player of the year.
You don't
Yeah.
think he's going to reach Zion levels?
I think
actually
Zion
think-
levels is unachievable.
I
Honestly,
actually think he might. He literally just played with the USA team.
I get Zion was a human highlight. Really, he'd block jump shots, and it'd be
he does.
a viral highlight.
I'm telling you, he does the same thing.
Zion's more. I'm
more athletic,
I'm
is
a
what I'm
Flag
saying.
guy. I planted the flag.
planted the flag?
I told you I did it months ago. I said he's gonna be the next white great American basketball star.
Yeah,
College basketball.
We haven't
is-
had it in a long time.
It's better when you have those guys that are box office. You
And-
want to see
but
the
Meek-
big star play.
Meek
It's
the
didn't have it
best
last
thing-
year.
We just need to Flag. I think he can. He needs to. Zion was such a highlight, mixtape highlight reel in high school. Flag didn't have that because he, you got to think. Zion played it a normal high school.
Yeah.
Flag played it what do you play, Montverde or whatever.
Montverde.
Yeah,
Make a school
He
for
played
it.
it these games where every game is against D1 guys. We're having Zion's playing against meme teams where there's a 5'9" white kid in science classes guarding him. Cooper Flag didn't really have to. He didn't get to go against that. Once Flag has a couple big dunks, you're seeing him make threes, do all this shit some blocks. Flag the hype will get going.
The hype's going to get
We
going.
just haven't seen him yet, really.
The hype will start tonight.
And he's
but
not imposing. He's a skinny white kid, but he's super athletic.
Next Tuesday, against Kentucky, it'll start.
Yeah, that's a big one. If he shows out
Then
there,
they
the hype will
play
get going.
Kansas and they play Arizona early, which is good for Duke. That eyes will be on him. But the best part about Duke this year is they needed a white guy that people can hate. That's just a fact.
Also, I'd say this:
one.
he's got some fuck you to him.
Yes, and he talks
Which
a
will be
lot
big.
of shit.
That's big. That'll help his.
He's
help him a
mean
lot.
on the court. He talks a lot of shit.
competitive as
But
hell.
then they have another white guy, Con Knuppel, who also talks a lot of shit. So there's a lot of what's this?
Some wise men there.
Four guys picking their final four teams.
Not,
I mean,
not
three.
so wise.
All
I didn't
four
pick-
have Duke in it.
Yeah.
And
We got
Alabama.
a 4 of Alabama.
And then I need Duke Alabama Final Four, and I will go.
Oh, man.
I
Oh,
will
my
make
God.
sure I'm there in your fucking face. Where is it this year?
San Antonio.
Yeah, I'll
San
be
Antonio.
there. I'll be. If Duke's in it, I'm going no matter what. Even if work doesn't let me, I'm going. It can't stop me from going. This is the year that I've been waiting for.
A Bama Duke national title game. This show might just end after it.
Yeah, I think because
Just be
also
blowing the smithereens.
because that would kill him too because he was a Duke.
I mean, almost no matter what happens, because if Duke wins, it'll be just he flipped.
Oh,
blah blah
yeah.
blah. There'll be all this. I mean, there's pictures everywhere of Bosco laced in Duke.
Yeah,
gear.
there is. Yeah, there is.
Or if the other way around.
My best friend wins the national title.
Other way around, I may.
At the after party.
I might lose my mind if they beat Duke in the final. That might
Man.
take me off.
Bama wins a natty. Bosco might be on the parade float.
100%.
I don't. Do you think you would?
I would
Right this
definitely be at the after party.
Right this second, would you be on the float? You think they put you on?
50% on the float, but I would definitely be at the after
What
party.
percentage chance you get a ring?
25.
All right, that's fair.
25 for a ring.
25 is such a big number.
50 for the float.
25 to get a ring.
I was on the court last year during practice, and one of the guys in the
Making a
administration
replica
said, "This is our
doesn't
biggest fan. This is our biggest. It's our biggest fan."
Making a replica does not count.
I wouldn't
They
make
have
a
to give you
replica.
No, but
They have
nobody,
to
not
give
maybe
me
not the
a ring.
player ring, maybe the kind they give the front office.
Yeah,
They have to give you a ring, like, for real.
And yeah,
Really give you, like, they
Yeah,
send
it's
you a ring.
yours for life.
yeah, I would go to ring night.
They personally
Yeah.
give you a ring.
I would definitely.
he's
ask.
earned one.
I would definitely.
You
ask.
going to any games this year?
I think I was trying to go to the one in around Christmas. I don't think that's going to work against Creighton. I kind of want to see a conference game. I think I'm going to go to the one against Georgia, February 1st.
Are they playing here at all? No.
No,
There's no other better games than that.
it's
No,
just
you
it's
can't,
an off weekend of
schedule
football. It's an off weekend of football.
Just one other thing that we got to touch on it. This is Gerrit Cole decision day. Do you want the Yankees to give Gerrit Cole 5 years, $180 million guaranteed, or let him test free agency?
You can't let him hit the market.
Give it to
I
them.
mean, just
They're gonna give it.
Can't let him hit the market.
Furlough the money, but
They're gonna give it to him. I'm not even.
You
that
should
worried about it.
absolutely give it to him. This is a
I'm not even
no-brainer.
worried about
This
it,
is this is a 0% suspense here.
Yeah, I think
he
so,
will be a
too.
Yankee at 5:01 today.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, it's just that's not even a worry. I do wish they would qualify. I would have qualified Torres, but
Well, we don't know if the deadline's today for that too.
I'm saying I would.
I think Glaber will get a qualifying offer. Would you agree, Phil?
Yeah, I think they obviously Cole's a no-brainer, but like at the same time, like there are reasons to not do it. Like it is a declining part of his career. You are gonna have money attached. I think a good comparison is like the Rangers gave Jacob deGrom like what was it 5 years, 175. That hasn't panned out. Like there are baseball reasons to not do it, but you're the New York Yankees. You have to show respect to a guy that basically just threw his arm out there for you. So it's like you're.
I think he's also still a great pitcher. I would agree, Phil. He wouldn't make that in the open market.
That's
So like
what-
what that
that's what I
total.
mean.
But I think the Yankees have a situation where you already have him in house.
You don't think that he would make 5 years,
I don't-
180?
I don't-
think our team would definitely do
I think
that.
I
that's
don't know. Like who would you rather give the money to, him or Corbin Burns? Burns is younger.
I think a lot of teams would still. I don't listen.
You might be right.
I think
It's
that
close.
He definitely would.
It's
Still
close.
I'll tell you this: if he were to hit the open market, the Angels would sign him with $200 million, and you'd never hear his name again.
Honestly, like he's
You're
not.
right.
There is teams that would be like they would splash on him, and then that's all they do, and then it's like
He's also coming off a great postseason.
But you also missed half the year too with an arm injury. You're like,
also coming off a Cy Young. Not like this.
He got hurt out, and he's also. But remember too, he's 34, so I don't think he
Yeah.
would make it honestly, because you figure Burns is like what 3 years younger. Like these guys are that much
It's about
younger.
predicting-
34 is a big.
it's about future performance, not like what have you done. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if he would make it, Marty, but it's pretty close. Either way, the Yankees should make this
Yeah.
move. He also Gerrit Cole this would establish him as a Yankee.
Yeah.
So like when he makes the Hall of Fame, he'd go in winning. Like that stuff has value.
Yeah, I just think there's no chance to like open. They're just gonna do it. And,
Yeah.
By the way,
I
Gerrit Cole
agree.
is making the Hall of Fame. I don't think anyone would argue that, right? We all know this, right?
yeah. I mean, I think so. I would think so.
Yeah, he already has 153 wins. He hits 200. He's got it. He's going to be signed for 4 years, 5 years, somewhere. He is, in my opinion, a Hall of Famer.
Who?
Gerrit Cole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
1000%.
I don't know if like anyone would argue that.
I don't think it's a hot
Anyone
take.
argues
Okay.
that you don't.
I think
know
you're
ball.
crazy. Yeah. So
On
that's
the
what I mean.
Astros, he was truly
dominant pitcher for a long
Almost.
period of time.
I wish we got that guy. We didn't really get that guy.
You got to Cy Young.
I don't know. You got to say, with you. He didn't get it with them.
There was nobody like Gerrit Cole on the Astros. He was a different human being on that team. He's still really
He was
good.
really
We got
good.
a-
Like
we
not
got a
like
very-
last year. If you guys,
We got a
year ago.
very good Gerrit Cole. I'm not mad about how he's performed with us, but on the Astros, he was dominant, absolutely dominant.
Yeah, it's the beard.
Yeah,
Gerrit Cole, and I said, if the Yankees pick up that option, he goes in as a Yankee and on the Hall of Fame plaque. That has value. That matters.
Like I said, there's baseball reasons to not do it, but like in the end, just pay the guy, show the guy respect.
They will do it. And Glaber, I believe, will get a qualifying offer. Excuse me. The real question is, does Luis Severino get one? That's the question.
I think he does.
I think he does too.
It's 1 year, 20 million.
Yeah, and he might accept it.
Yeah, I would love if he accepted it.
Me too.
I'd take that.
Me too.
all right, that is picks. Anything else? That is Pick Central. You got wall-to-wall basketball starting now. It's a great time of year.
There's
Duke!
There's a spread
Football
of
on every night.
25. Make sure you take it.